Hi everybody, Darrell Rotenberry here again today, and we are going to speak about crime and illegal immigration. They're both actually, one is a symptom of the other, illegal immigration being the symptom of what causes the crime. I know what you're thinking, that illegal immigration is, of course, by its very name, uh, illegal. It's a crime. But it's, for our intended purposes, we're going to look at it as two separate issues. Okay, now one of the things that we're going to look at how crime is being funded, how we, the people, fund our own crime problems. And one of the reasons how this gets done is because of welfare. I know what you're thinking, that most people that are on welfare, you know, they just need a hand up as opposed to a hand out. But unfortunately, for far too many people, welfare becomes a way of life and becomes a generational problem. Now, back in 1963, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Democrat, I believe it's Pennsylvania, noticed that there was a decline in unemployment, but there was not met with the same decline in the welfare rolls. Now, there was actually he was actually speaking about a very specific group of people, but in other words, he was saying that generational dependence on welfare would become a problem, and because of that, crime would therefore become a problem. I also want to look at Dr. June Annell and Anna Hill of the Department of Health and Human Services show that a 50% increase in the monthly value of AFDC and food stamp benefits led to a 117% increase in the crime rate. Let's just go over that one more time. A 50% increase in the value of welfare led to a 117% rise in crime. Now, this same 50% increase led to 43% increase to out-of-wedlock births, usually single mothers, which any survey of police, social workers, probation officers, court officials point as to a major source of crime. Now, we've been led to believe that single motherhood is this wonderful thing, and women today can do it, and some can. But as most of the surveys show, and the facts point out, it leads to crime. So the more we provide welfare, the more we're providing for our own crime. So how does this lead to illegal immigration? Well, there are jobs that people won't do. There are people who have been on welfare for at least 2, sometimes 3 generations, who don't feel like working is something they have to do because they can get welfare. So these jobs that these unskilled people who are sitting at home on welfare, again, most people just need a hand up, not a hand out, and they are on there for a very short period of time. I want to make sure that we got that perfectly clear. But when these jobs go unfilled, somebody has to do it. And if there's going to be some undocumented person who's going to come in here and do the job that others who are getting paid not to work will do, wouldn't you do it? Anybody could go in and say, well, listen, we're going to pick strawberries today. We're going to be paid $8 an hour to pick strawberries. Anybody could do that. Anybody could. I mean, unless, of course, you actually had some sort of a physical handicap where you couldn't do it. So, in essence, by paying people not to go to work, people who can do the job are going to come in to do the jobs that they will not. So the two are actually related. One feeds into the other. Now, right now there's a big discussion in Arizona and how everything is being done there, and people have made a really big deal out of this. There's 2 actual ways that we can actually end this. One is, of course, to end welfare. If we end welfare, and I'm talking about altogether, I'm not saying that it should be reduced, that it should be reformed, or anything else, because eventually, if the root problem is there, it's going to increase. If you end welfare, that's one way of ending this immigration problem. Another thing is you can actually do the whole fence building. It can work. Now, we can actually put the National Guard, the 4 states along Mexico, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, can enter into pacts with other states where they can have the National Guard of other states go there to train and help bolster the Border Patrol. In the meantime, the fence can be built. So we can actually stop the illegal immigration problem, and we can actually lower our crime problem. The first thing we have to do to fix both is to end welfare. I hope that I brought this close together, that the 2 different sides can be seen. I hope that if you want to, you can check out all the facts that I was talking about. Anybody can find them. Dr. June O'Neill and Anna Hill. Just look them up on Google. You can also look up welfare and crime. Check out the facts out for yourself. Now, I'm looking forward to your emails, any questions, any comments, if there's anything that you want to discuss. Next week, what we're going to talk about is how the protection of children and the overzealousness to protect them at all and any cost is actually leading to a decrease in our rights. It's actually infringing on the rights of not only adults, but it's not creating the situation where kids are going to be prepared for life, causing even more laws to be done. Hope to see you then. For now, Darrell Rotenberry signing off. Have a good one.